Teaching pitching. First, we train the throwing action. We come back later to teach the stride. The key for the throwing action is a power position. Elbows as high as the shoulders. That's where the body is at the conclusion of the stride. Training the throwing action, we use what's called rocking. We get the end of the stride position and the power position. We have the pitcher rock forward, rock back, and throw. The three parts of the throwing action: legs, glove elbow, throwing hand wrist. First, the back leg drives the body straight forward. The glove elbow pulls straight back alongside the body. That pulling action stops when the elbow reaches the side of the body. We call that anchor. That anchoring action stabilizes the front side of the body, keeping the pitcher's power, energy, momentum going straight towards home plate. After we drive and pull, we have the elbow throwing hand at release point about a foot in front of the head. At that point, the wrist takes over and snaps down. The arm follows the wrist snap straight down. Drills. Number one, rocking. We get our players in that power position, feet wider than the hips, as wide as they feel comfortable, and it's just a straight line action, rocking forward and back, forward and back. This gives them a sense of working in a straight line. That's so important that pitchers have a sense of staying on a straight line while they're doing their drills and while delivering a pitch. The rocking also is what we use to train the throwing action when we're actually working with a ball. Second, lower half turn. If you watch a pitcher throw in slow motion, you'll see that the hips are open while this line through the elbows and shoulders of the power position is still pointing at home plate. Lower half turn, we get the kids in a power position. We just tell them to turn, go back, turn. Repetition creates a muscle memory, teaches the body to have the legs work before the upper body. Next, turn and pull. This isn't exactly the pitching delivery, but it's training the body to work with the arm, or the arm to work with the body as the arm is coming forward. We want the upper arm, elbow to shoulder, to work as one piece with the torso. Turn and pull. Power position, the legs are going to turn, the glove elbow is going to pull back, and you notice the throwing arm, upper arm, is working as one piece with the torso. Turn and pull, glove elbow anchored, elbow and hand out in front of the head about 12 inches release point. Doing this drill, the player should not be doing anything with their throwing arm muscles. It's all leg and elbow, drive and pull, or turn and pull. Next drill is drive and pull. Now, same as the prior drill, but now we're going to have the leg drive forward, drive and pull. When we drive, we want that back leg extended at the end of the drill. That's the one difference between turn and pull and drive and pull. Turn and pull is to train that arm to work with the torso. Drive and pull simulates the actual throwing action the body makes delivering the pitch. Next drill, wrist action. The wrist starts the arm moving down. The wrist moves before the arm. Wrist action. We can do this with a ball or with an imaginary ball. And just moving the wrist straight up and down, fingers staying on top of the ball. Just repetition to train those forearm muscles and that wrist to stay straight. That's going to give us accuracy over time as we get better muscle memory. Snap down. From that turn and pull position, glove elbow anchored, throwing hand at release point, we snap the wrist and the arm follows straight down. Snap the wrist, arm follows straight down. Prior to that drill, I've got them out of order, is seesaw. After we turn and pull, the wrist is snapping to make the arm go down. As the arm goes down, we want the back leg to come off the ground, allow the body to tilt. 12 inches down with the throwing hand from release point. Back foot's going to come off the ground about 12 inches. Seesaw. Foot's back on the ground, hand comes back to release point. Seesaw. Seesaw. Now, what we want to understand, we want to teach our kids is you don't throw the ball with your arm. You don't throw the ball with your arm. The drive and pull action really gets that arm moving. That arm's moving really fast. Drive and pull without using the arm muscles. It's leg and elbow. That throwing arm's going really fast, 50 miles an hour, 60, whatever, 40, younger kids. The arm's moving forward, drive and pull. The wrist snap takes that fast moving arm and the wrist leads the arm down to accelerate the arm. Drills using the rocking action. These are throwing drills. Earlier in the video, we talked about no ball drills. An example would be drive and pull. Now we're going to apply throwing drills, but with the same focus as we had with the no ball drills. When we do our rocking drills, we want to do these from about 2/3 distance from home to the pitching rubber pitching mound, so about 30 feet. All these actions, a person watching from the side, it would look the same to them because all the actions, the throwing action, is going to be the same every time. What we're doing with the kids is we're having different focus points. I'm going to show you 5 drills. Power position. Our first drill is going to focus on drive and pull, glove elbow stopping at the side of the body, anchor. What we didn't cover in our no ball drills that we're going to get into here in the throwing drills, the rocking drills, is this glove elbow is going to pull to the hip. Now, not to the hip bone, not to the hip, but the hip bone, which lies about 2 inches below the elbow, and we're standing straight up and down. So drill number 1. Simply drive and pull. We really want to emphasize keeping the head straight, rocking in a straight line, and keeping our momentum going straight after the action. Power position. Rocking, drive, and pull. Rock forward, rock back, drive and pull. Notice we've got a little tilt here in the shoulders. If you look at any picture of college pro pitchers, they're going to have a tilt there. That's just a stronger, more powerful position. When we're doing this, when the kids are doing this, we want to really emphasize, the emphasis is them learning to drive off that back leg, making that a habit, getting that pulling action, anchoring, controlling the glove arm. While they're going to throw the ball, we need to make it clear to them right now, this is not a throwing drill. It's an action training drill for the legs, glove, elbow. Rock, rock, drive and pull, and then they're going to follow through and throw to a partner or to a coach. Second drill, same thing, drive and pull, but now we're going to get them to really emphasize driving. Drive hard, really drive with that back leg. Most young kids, they're still thinking the arm's all they use to throw, to pitch. Getting them to recognize the use of that back leg, their lower body is a huge part of them developing greater velocity, and it really adds to greater accuracy because they're not waving their arm all over the place. They're using all the muscles of their body to create power and energy straight to their target home plate. So here we go. Rock, rock, drive, and pull, throw. Same action, someone looking at this from the side, but the specific thing for our kids is they're really driving hard up that back leg. Third drill, final drill in with the drive and pull focus is glove elbow, and really focusing on pulling fast, but stopping, getting that anchor, glove up near elbow level, and holding that as they continue through their entire follow through. Anchor stays in place, and there'll be some pictures related to this program, and you'll see these pictures, major league pitchers that have got, they're anchored and they maintain that anchor long after they've thrown the ball. All right. Rock, rock, drive, and anchor. Maintaining that glove arm. Now, understand, the younger the kids, and even with 11s and 12s and some teens, this is foreign to them, the idea of that the glove arm has anything to do with pitching. They're not going to be real pretty and solid with this arm. You're going to see a lot of arms flying around early on. We got to be patient with them, understanding that while it might be simple for us, adults that know our bodies, we can get this pretty quickly with a little bit of practice, half a minute or in a day. It may take some of them days or weeks to really control that glove arm because it's new to all those muscles, stuff they've never done before. Okay, next two drills, the focus is on pull and snap, snapping down. And the arm works straight down. Pull, we're at release point, and from here, the hand, the arm goes straight down to the ground. The body does that seesaw action. Again, a person on the side, it's all going to look the same to them. What's different is that our kids are focusing on a specific part of the throwing action. So this first one is just pull, snap down, and we want them to really get the sense of feeling their arm going down to the ground rather than out, like they're throwing across the infield. Power position, head straight, straight line through the elbows and shoulders. Rock, rock, pull, snap down. Final drill, final focus point is wrist. Wrist action, wrist snapping, and the fingers staying through the top of the ball, through the top of the ball. The natural movement for a human being when they're releasing a pit, when they're throwing, is for the palm to turn facing in. It's like if you're stand up, you notice your palm faces in, palm in up here at release point. This is the natural position of the body. Keeping the palm facing down is unnatural. If you've heard talk like the throwing action is unnatural. Throwing overhand is natural. Cavemen threw spears overhand a zillion years ago. It's keeping the palm facing down, which is the unnatural part. So this last pull snap drill, the focus is rock, rock, pull. The wrist snaps first. That wrist snap action leads the arm down. Rock, rock, pull, snap down. So why are we doing these rocking drills and doing them from short distance? We've got a few things that really help, a few things that give us great value in doing this. Number one is we want massive repetitions. We're throwing short distance, doesn't take much time to get 10, 20 throws in. The key to developing any physical skill is repetition, repetition, repetition to develop muscle memory. Second, when we're throwing from 2/3 distance, 30 feet, a lot less stress on the arm. Third, the pitching action or the action, the fly to the ball, When the ball comes out of the pitcher's hand, it immediately starts going down, 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 down to the catcher. Throwing short distance, it's not, especially for younger kids, they're not really worried about heaving the ball. They can throw 30 feet pretty easy, and they can really focus on good mechanics, good actions, wrist snap down, arm going down, throwing the ball down to the catcher. Now we can do this with the player throwing to a coach or with a partner. When they're throwing with a partner, just learn this through experience. Little kids, they'll start screwing around. They'll get down like they're a catcher and call balls and strikes, and they're kids, they want to have fun, and that's okay. But in this case, it's like, dude, no, we're not doing it that way. When they throw with a partner, we want them to throw down from release point to their partner's waist. So their partner can just hold the glove low. They may have to turn it over to catch the ball. And the whole point of this is that we're isolating specific actions. We're really focusing on driving that back leg, keeping the head straight, pulling and anchoring that glove elbow, working that arm down to the ground, snapping that wrist down to lead the down action of the arm. We're isolating each specific action, each specific aspect of the throwing action. An ideal preparation to pitch in a game or ideal bullpen session would be no ball drills. Then we get the ball and we're rocking and throwing from 30 feet. And then we go back to full distance and work on getting the actions, getting the pitching delivery from in a game situation from the pitching rubber. But keep in mind, the no ball drills and the rocking prior to going to full distance, our players are getting massive repetitions, developing good muscle memory. They're repeating good actions, so when they finally do go back to full distance, their overall actions, their delivery from full distance is going to be much improved, especially as they go over time as we get later into the season.